Hi, my name is Stephen Canfield with RTT, and I'm going to give you a quick overview on our CRWeld, and it's here. This is CRWeld. It stands for Collaborative Robotic Weld. This version of CRWeld is built on a 5 kilogram arm with a 1 meter or approximately 3 foot reach of the arm. I interface with the arm collaboratively, so I grab the arm with these handles and I move it around and teach it to do simple things. In this case, I can move the arm around by dragging it. To drag it, on my left handle here, I have a simple release switch or a dead man switch that I push it with my finger or my thumb. When I push it, I'm able to move the robot wherever I want. I can move around pretty easily. I can also grab the torch and guide it to my points of interest. I also have all the interfaces I need to teach a program right here. I can teach a point, I can turn on the arc, I can control or record my orientation. So to create just a very simple program, I would teach a point there, put it here, teach a point, put it here, teach a point, put it here, teach a point. And then I'm done. To run the program on my job controller, I push the green button, that runs it. It's now running the program. I can pause it anytime and continue to run the program. And there it's running my program. Now, I want to mention, as it's running this program, I want to mention one quick thing, and then we'll go look at the controller. I'm going to start running the program again. This is a collaborative robot. So the idea of having a collaborative robot is that I can be working closely with it, which means I might set something in the way, or I might even be in the way. And there, for whatever reason, I put my arm up and it bumped me. It stopped. It actually sensed me in the workspace and it stopped what it was doing. If it was welding, it would stop welding, but if it was moving around, it would stop. I now need to reset it, resume, get out of its way. So as long as I'm not standing in the way, I'm going to be fine. There I stopped. So that's the idea. We actually find our users doing two things with that. One is, obviously for safety purposes, but the other, a lot of times the users are creating a program to do some welds and they're moving around fixtures and they run into a fixture. If the robot runs in the fixture, immediately sees that, stops, waits, the operator can come back at a clearance point. They can just go at a point, it moves it around the fixture, and they keep going. Makes it very simple and easy. And notice, no computer screen to work with. All right. With that overview, I want to now move and show you our job controller, the interface that I have. So this is our job controller for CRWeld. It's meant to be very simple. It's meant to be an interface that's used to control the job. So I'm just going to give a quick overview of it here. In the middle I have a small screen. It just tells me a few things. There's 4 lines. The top line is a status line. The second line gives me parameters on the weld, and so all the things I need to control the weld, the speeds, dwells, weave patterns, things like that. That's on the second line, and I'll show you more of that later. Third line tells me the program that I'm on. I can choose hundreds of programs. And then the last line tells me about my arc being on or off. It tracks hours on the system running. Of course, I've got a standard e-stop here. And then I've got my run mode where I can run or stop the program. I do have a delete button here for deleting programs or steps. And then finally, I have arc control. I can arm the system, turn the arc on, or turn the arc off by arming it. When the arc's on, I can feed gas and wire through this system. And then this is a selection to run me through just those few screens I have. So frankly, I'm glancing for a few status things here, but all my programming takes place with my thumbs by grabbing the end effector. And I'm going to show you more of that in just a minute actually right now as we sit up to do a job. Okay, so let me now show you a simple job that I'm going to create. I just fed out a little wire, so I'm going to turn that off. This is a very simple demo. I'm going to just weld these 2 pieces of scrap material together, but let's assume in this demo that I've got a few of these I want to make. I want to program it quickly. I have just a few to make, so I won't spend much time. So I'm going to set up over on my table a few stops so I can move my parts to a consistent location. I have a little right angle. I'm going to set that on the back, and I want it to be at a right angle, so good. Now I've set that so I can take parts and consistently put them to that same spot. I want to run a fillet along there. So I'm going to now teach this program. So I'll go here to press the delete. If I press and hold it, here's the program. I'm on program 1. That's the only program I'm going to show you at the moment. And now I'm ready to teach the robot. So I'm going to grab the robot and start teaching it through. I'll give it a home position. You don't have to, but I'll give it a home here. I'm going to move it over and down a little bit so I don't run into my part. If I did run into the part, it would stop, and then I'd have to add that point. And then finally, I'm going to bring it in and down and approach point. Save it. I'll teach that. Now I'm ready to drive it in. I tend to like to drive it in with my joystick. It's just my preference. And there I'm at the beginning of the arc. The arc start position, I could choose my orientation by twisting this or guiding it along. I'm doing this quickly, so I've just chosen that very quickly, but I mean I can choose whatever orientation or angle that I want. I'll now teach that point, and I want the arc to start here, so I press the bottom button. I'll turn around so you can see that in a moment, and it actually lights up, and it shows me the arc is armed. Now I'll move it to the end. Right in here. There, I'm happy with that. So I'll teach that point, and I will end the arc. So I'll push that button again. Now the light's off. I'm really done with that program. I'm going to bring the robot back to the track point, so it will do that when we finish. And now that's my program. So I'm now ready to hit the run button. The arc is off, so we can watch it run through this program without the arc on. Then next we'll arm it. And, we'll go through this program. So it's coming down to my approach point. Now it's welding. It's welding at the speed that I commanded, that I had set up. It was already in there. I could change that. If I'm not happy with the speed along the way, I can just adjust this. I can override the speed at any time if needed. And then, of course, while that's going, maybe we can show you over here. You can stay there, I guess. But I'm running right now on an older power wave. Here, I've got my wire feed speed and voltage control is being done here. The robot's communicating through the contactor so we can turn the arc on. Okay, so now we're ready to arm the arc. Start our program again. And it's now going to weld. I'm going to step back out of the video, grab my helmet. And there we have it. Very good. Okay. So we'll look at some more welds here in a minute.